What is business system planning? System planning is deciding what system to build first, whereas most owners either just kind of pick at random or they just don't build systems at all. Without a system plan, you're probably building in the wrong order, and that's why chaos is just surrounding and swirling. By the end of this video, you're going to have a map of what systems to build and in what order. So in the last 11 years of our business, we've worked with a lot of contractors. I don't know much about building. My sons and I bought a van, a used kitchen delivery van a while back, actually during the pandemic. We thought we'd do a project. And so we watched YouTube videos, and from the YouTube videos, we figured out how to build the van out into a camper van. We built everything, electrical system, the plumbing system, all of that stuff. Built it out 2x4, so I kind of consider myself a contractor. Not really, don't be offended, contractors. But we worked with a lot of contractors. And here's one thing I've learned. I don't know much about building a house, but it'd be super weird if you started building a house by building the roof first. We kind of want to wait on that one because there are a lot of other things that need to go underneath. There is a system for building a house. Well, guess what? There is a system for building a business. All right, so when we talk about this idea of system planning and we think about what system do we want to build first, the first thing we need to do is look at the ecosystem of an individual business. So let's take your business. If we were to put your business on a gurney and take a knife, it's a little bit gross to think about this, but cut your business open and look inside and autopsy that business, this is what we would see. Now, it may not be functioning that way, just like a healthy person might not function well, but their skeletal system is still in the place that it's supposed to be in. So this is the skeletal system of a business when you look at it. And so when you look in here, in order for us to both understand the systems and put them in the proper order, we need to understand where those systems sit in the whole. So at Business on Purpose, we built an entire operating system that businesses under 100 employees can start to work in their business so they've got radical clarity about how their business runs. And this is a great visual of that operating system. It's boiled down into 4 P's and to 4 core. So the 4 P's I've got in the blue sheets: purpose, people, process, and profit. And the 4 core I've got on the orange sheets of marketing, sales, and ops, and admin. So if you ask yourself the question, hey, when the house of my business is settled on foundation, corner foundations, what are those foundations? It's purpose, that tells us where we're going, how we make decisions, why we're going there, and what the culture is going to feel like. There's the people foundation, that tells us who's going to walk with us towards that destination, the vision. There's the process vertical, that tells those people exactly what to do so that we can hit those milestones along the way, or the mile markers. And then there's the profit vertical that tells us how much fuel we have in the tank, or at least helps us to budget the fuel that's going to be in the tank for the journey on the way to the vision. So those are the 4 foundational cornerstones. Now, we want to answer that question of how do we know how to build systems within the business. So here's how we identify the systems. In fact, I'm going to give you a cheat sheet to it. You ready? Here are the 4 systems for every business, including yours. Marketing, that tells the world that we're here. Hey, we're here. Sales, that's where we take those people we've met through marketing and we start to walk with them to a point of contract. And we sort of walk down the metaphorical aisle and get married at the altar of a contract. And now once we've got that contract in place, we have to fulfill the vow of that contract. That's called operations. And so that's the product development, product build, product fulfillment. And then the administrative function is where we just do all the day-to-day to keep the house together and keep that relationship together. We're going out on dates, we're mowing the grass, we're changing the light bulbs, we're paying the bills. That's what administration does. So these are your 4 core systems. Now, I also told you that the order matters within this system planning. So when we're planning our systems around this, we're really going to focus on these orange sheets right here. We're going to focus on the marketing system, the sales system. And each system is made up of component parts. We call those processes. So systems, processes are not the same thing. Systems are nothing more than a collection of processes that we put a name on. So when we add up the website management, the social media management, the print advertising, the B&I outreach, the one-on-one meetings and coffees, all those lumped together are individual processes called the marketing system. So the rank order is important. This is where I would encourage you to start. The marketing system must come before the sales system. We cannot sell to somebody who does not know we exist. The operations system must come after the sales system. We cannot fulfill a product we have not sold. And the administration comes after the operation because we cannot bill for something we have not provided for the customer at that point. I get there's some accounting things around that, but you get my point with this. So the order really does matter. And then within that order, here's what we want to do. We want to build what we call a master process roadmap. So we want to identify the processes that gather to collect to make the system. That's how we do system planning. And in gathering those, I want to give you a simple 15-minute exercise. As you get a scratch sheet of paper, You take the 4 systems, marketing, sales, ops, and admin, you turn them horizontally, put them on the top of the sheet of paper, and put them in 4 columns. Set your timer, hit go, and in 15 minutes, I want you to write out as many processes as you can possibly think about that exist in the system or the ecosystem of your business. Start with marketing, then go to sales, and go to operations and administration. I want to give you a little hack on this. Think with the mind of the customer. So the customer is going to experience you and your business in terms of this order. First, they're going to hear about you. That's marketing. Then they're going to go through an appointment setting, a sales call, that sort of thing. That's sales. And they're going to sign a contract. Then you're going to service them with your product or service. That's the operation. Then you're going to administer and bill and receive and insurance and do all that other kind of stuff. So if you can start there and map this out in 15 minutes, you're going to have these collection of processes that will give you such radical clarity in your systems planning and your systems development. So now you're building your systems, you understand where those systems fit within the entire operating system of the business. I've got another video that I've done that will actually teach you the difference between macro operations and micro operations. So macro is the entire board. The micro operations are just these little processes that happen within those 4 core systems within a business. All right, when you're doing systems planning, you can operate it this way. When you think about your 4 core systems, if you want to do one system at a time, you can do that. Or if you want to do one process within different systems at a time, you can do that. But it all follows under one banner, and that's what we call the systems mindset. And here's the systems mindset. The next process you do, I want you to capture it, record it, like it's the last time you'll ever do it. So the next time you update your social media sites or post on them, the next time you run payroll, the next time you send billing out, the next time you pull a permit for a job, I want you to record that like it's the last time you'll ever do it. Well, Scott, how do I do that? There are so many easy tools now. You can use your camera phone and just set it up on a tripod the next time you do something out in the field. You can hit record on your computer the next time you actually do something on your computer. Whatever it is that you're about to do, I want you to hit record like it's the last time you'll ever do it. And when you do that, you're going to start documenting those processes within the boundaries of these systems. And then once you have that documented, you can begin to build the people. You can invest in the people and train in the people under our PTA process. You ready? Process it, train it, accountability. And so when you put that on a loop and cycle that through, process, train, accountability, do it again, do it again, do it again, you're going to create this ethos, this culture, and in the culture, it's going to be a culture of training and development. Most people think training and development requires you hiring an outside firm to come in and do all your training for you. Or you take everybody to an off-site expensive conference center in Nashville, Tennessee, and you pay somebody $5,000 a head, and you go in and get all your people trained. That can help. But one-time training never holds long-term. Training needs to happen with repetition, predictability, and meaning. And in one of these videos, I'll insert the link in the description below. It'll actually walk you through our anchor process, 52 weeks out of the year, and how you can ensure that one process from every system gets trained all throughout the year, 50 times a year per system. So part of the way of developing the system is not just understanding where it fits within the entire operating system of the business, but also understanding how you can distribute it to the team so the team can run the business with or without you. In fact, let me turn that last phrase into a question. If you weren't there, could your business run and grow? We want to help you build a business that can run and grow with or without you. That's why we want to help you develop these systems based on the 4 P's, or the 4 fundamental foundations, and the 4 core systems that help to run the business: marketing, sales, operations, and admin. We can also help you with the people side of this, because I know it's a big frustration for you. So if you click on the link in the description below, I'm going to help you with a video that I've prepared for you to be able to find, hire, and onboard, and then also equip long-term these people. And if you'll stay till the end of that video, I've got a free gift for you, and that free gift has been customized by our team. We coach more than 50 to 60 business owners every week on a cycle. We have 110 clients, and so every other week we're meeting with them. So we're getting all this data, and we put it into a custom employee handbook just for you to be able to follow as you find, hire, and onboard these people. So go click on that link below. Why are we doing this? Because you are probably living in chaos and running your business, and our mission right here is to liberate you from chaos, to make time for the things that matter most.